Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's 604 Comics here. This is my shout out to the SouthSideReviewBoys. Congratulations for hitting your 100 subscribers. As you can see, last count, you've got 115, so you guys are getting popular by the minute. So what they're doing is they're holding a special awesome contest for hitting that 100 milestone subscriber mark. And what they want to know is, what are your two favorite comics? So I'm going to take this opportunity to go through all my comics and pick out which ones I really like. Going on, it actually made me go through all my comics and actually look through them all and think about which ones I really liked. I don't have a big collection, but I do have a decent sized collection. Got quite a few boxes here, so I took this opportunity to pull them all out and had a little bit of fun flipping through all the books. And I was really able to pick out a few comics that I really liked. So after going through all those books, I was able to narrow it down to these three. Now, I didn't really know which one of these three I wanted to take off my list because they were all really good. I really liked these books out of my collection. So what I did was I went back and I read them. I went and read Ultimate X-Men #1, I read Spider-Man #1, and I read Birds of Prey #1. And after reading them, it was fun reading those old books again. But after reading them, I was able to knock one of them off and I was left with two. So out of my collection of over 600 books, I think these two are probably my most favorite books out of them all. They're not super valuable books, but what they represented to me and the story inside was the reason why they're my favorite. Ultimate X-Men, I remember reading this when I was a kid when it first came out, and I thought it was just an amazing story. It was a whole new retake on the X-Men, and it was for a kid like me that didn't grow up in the 60s, wasn't around when the original X-Men first came out, having this sort of new beginning was a totally cool concept. And I was able to, like those kids back in the 60s, get in with the X-Men on the ground floor. So reading this issue again right now, I thought it's still probably one of the best issues I've ever read. I just love that whole beginning part where Jean Grey's running around and recruiting all those young mutants, recruiting Storm, Colossus, Beast, and at the end when you see Wolverine and he's part of Magneto's team, that's like wow, because up until that point Wolverine was always a good guy. So once you got to that last page of this issue, it was just mind blowing. So this was definitely one of my favorites back then, and reading it now, I still love this issue. So Ultimate X-Men #1 has to be one of my favorite books that I have in my collection. The other one, Birds of Prey #1, it's a recent book, came out 2010, but this was probably what really got me back into comics a few years ago. This was also my very first exposure to Gail Simone. And after I read this book, I was just completely amazed and completely in love with how the story was told and how Gail Simone made these super strong female characters, and the way the whole book came together, the team, the characters, I just really loved Birds of Prey, Gail Simone, this entire team, Black Canary, Oracle, Huntress, Zenda Blake, all the characters, I just loved them so much after reading this issue. And this is the issue that probably brought me back into comics and made me really love comics again. So these are the two issues: Ultimate X-Men #1, Birds of Prey #1. These are my two favorite comics that I have in my collection. And I want to give again a big shout out to SouthSideReviewBoys for hitting their 100 subscribers, 115 right now. So make sure you go check them out, sub them if you're not already subbed to them. And they got awesome videos. They always give me a lot of support. So congrats, guys, and I hope you make it to 500 in a couple of weeks. Cheers.